This is how to make a basic granny square. We're going to start with the center. I'm going to chain 4. I'm going to begin with that type of center that's traditional, but you can use one of the other centers that are shown, or how to create a ring in the video that shows you how to create a ring. I'm going to chain 4. I'm going back into that first with a slip stitch to create a ring. Now you can begin with a double crochet or chain 3 for your first crochet or double crochet. I'm going to make 2 more double crochets in that ring. That is my first section. Then I'm going to chain 3 as the corner space. 3 more double crochets. Chain 3, and you work around until you have 4 corner spaces. The last one will be the chain 3 with a slip stitch into the top of your first chain 3 or your first double crochet. So I've got 3 sections, and now I'm going into my 4th section. And I'm going to be ending with that chain 3. And unite it with a slip stitch, like I said, either in the top of your double crochet or in that 3rd chain of your chain 3 to begin with. You can end the thread off here, leaving a tail and weaving it in however you prefer to weave it in. For me, that's the most tedious part, so I usually end up just doing a slip stitch to add these extra stitches across that double crochet grouping, make a slip stitch in the space, cut off my yarn, pull it through, and then I work over that yarn in the next round. One thing about granny squares, you can work with the same color, or you can use up your stash by making each round a different color, and you can make it as large as you would like. So this is what you have then when you've finished that first round. Now you're going to pick up your next yarn, or keep working with the same color. And I'm going to begin with a slip stitch for that. And now I'm going into a corner space with my hook. I'm pulling up a loop, and this is going to be my first stitch. That's my first chain, and again, I work the yarn in as I'm going instead of leaving the ends out, the tails, and having to work them in. So I chain 2 more, and now I'm going to make 2 double crochets to finish off this corner. And like I said, I'll begin weaving the yarn in now, this tail in as I'm working. The chains between your sections are 2 chains, so it's chain 1, chain 2. Now I'm at the next corner. That's a half of a corner, so I'm going to make a full corner here, which is a chain, which is 3 double crochets. And then chain 3 and 3 more double crochets. So I'm going to do my chain 3, which is the corner, and 3 more double crochets, so I'm now completing this corner. the space between the corners, I'm doing chain 2, and you can see I have that end here, and I'm going to work over that with my 3 double crochets. Chain 3, you'll work around until you get to this and complete your corner by having 3 double crochets, chain 3, and then a slip stitch either into the top of your double crochet or your third chain of your chain 3 beginning. And again, I'm going to do a slip stitch across that section and end off in here so I can work over those ends on my next round. This is what you would end up having. And now every other round is going to be like this. You can make it as large as you want. I'm going to begin again having a slip stitch to make that first half corner. So I have my slip stitch, I'm putting my hook through, I'm pulling the yarn through to begin that first chain, chain 2, and work your corner. 2 more double crochets in there, chain 2. Now that I've got this new space, 3 double crochets in there, chain 2, to my corner there will be 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets in that corner. And each round, each space will have 3 double crochets with 2 single crochets in between, and each corner will have 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. So you can go on making your square as large as you want. This is I'm just doing 3 rounds here, but like I said, you could continue to make your colors, to use different colors and make it as large as you want. When you get to the end, you can leave it as it is and use one of the connecting ways of connecting the granny squares in one of those videos. I have 3 that show different ways of doing it. Or you can finish off your square, which is often done. I'm using a double crochet here, but a single crochet is fine. I'm chained 3, or you can use your double crochet, and I'm just going to work around the edge with a double crochet. Like I said, you could use your single crochet, and then when you get to your corners, it's 3 double crochets or 3 single crochets in each corner. But otherwise, just keep working around, and when you get to the end, a slip stitch at the corner, either at the top of your double crochet or in the third chain of your first chain 3, and you'll end up with something like this. This again has the chain double crochet border on it, and I have 3 videos showing you how to unite the various granny squares so you can create whatever you would like, whether it's a scarf or a bedspread or a baby blanket, or put them together for a purse or a hat. If you would like any written sample, any written instructions, or any free patterns, go to free patterns at simpleandsensational.com.